Okay, it's after my hike, and I wanted to tell you the story of two hikes. I took one hike today, but two very different stories. The first half of it, as you saw from my previous video, I had this goal in mind to think of all the ways I could acknowledge myself. And I had this sort of systematic approach. I wanted to recreate a practice that I'd had 6 months ago, follow the teacher's instructions, etc. What ended up happening was my head was down for most of the hike, and I was sort of concentrating really hard on this goal and trying to rack my brain for all of these acknowledgments, and they just weren't flowing. And I actually got all the way, probably 2 miles into the hike, before I realized, wow, it's such a beautiful day. And the sky is just so, and the impression of the mountains with the kind of mistiness and the sunlight are just so. And I hadn't acknowledged that for 2 miles because I was trying so hard to do the acknowledgement practice, which is the irony. If you're a serious student of academics like I was, that whenever we assign ourselves a task, we start to get into this part of our brain that's all about have to. We put our heads down and we start to concentrate really hard on doing it right and pleasing the teacher and getting the A, and maybe even got A's in school. But when I switched to noticing what was exactly in this moment right now around me as I hiked, the light, the sounds, the sound of my feet on the trail, the temperature of the air as I breathed it in, the speed of my breath, the feeling in my body, I softened my gaze and I was able to look up, breathe deeper, and take it in. And you know what? Just that shift from goal orientation and work to an intention of openness, softness, and receptivity shifted me into the rejuvenation and joy that was the original purpose of coming on this hike anyway. I created the assignment of acknowledgement because I thought that it would accomplish the goal of rejuvenation and joy for me. That's what I thought. What do I know? What I really needed was to just come into the present moment. And I know you hear a lot of people saying that, including Eckhart Tolle, Oprah, everybody. So you have to come to your own understanding of that practice. And I'm just sharing this with you because this is my understanding of it. And I'm also making this video because I know that there are a lot of people out there trying to learn how to do things. There's a lot of teachers trying to teach people how to do things. And this is very important. Especially if you think that in order to learn something, you have to become a serious student and take an academic program and go through a certification. That's all fine. There's a lot of information that can be shared that way. But the most important piece of your learning is noticing yourself as you learn and discovering for yourself what's working, how it's working, how you're applying the lessons, and how it's affecting you, and how you are moving through your own life as a result of the learnings. That is the piece that no one can teach you, no one can tell you how to do. You can't even plan how it's going to happen. You don't know. It's that discovery and the openness. And so my story of two hikes is just to remind you that our goals, our plans, what we think we know, and what we set out to do may not be as important as we think they are. And that the openness and receptivity and looking up to receive what's happening in this moment may be all you need to do. Have a great day.